ancient feeling.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's like love is an ancient feeling, is an ancient mystery.
Yeah.
Why these two people fall in love? I wish that there was an answer. Like, I think if you ask two people who are in love, why do you guys love each other? None of them will say, height, weight, income.
No.
Right? They'll say like, once he brought me just a bucket of chicken.
That's
Right?
Yes.
Like, or like they'll be like, one day I was like walking down and then like he like just picked this thing up from the ground and like made a joke about it,
Yeah.
and now I'm in love.
Oh.
Right? So it's like what you realize is
Yeah.
it's unclear what makes us fall in love.
Yeah.
Right?
Hey, welcome to my channel. I am Dr. Sharice. I help Black men and women heal from trauma and toxic relationships. I love talking about love, and today we're talking about the art of loving. I have not seen The Materialists, but this was inspired by some of the conversations that came around that. I went to watch the podcast with Celine Song. It's called One Night Stand with Celine Song with Bustle. And they were having this conversation about love and loving and what it means to love and all the intentions that Celine Song had for the movie Materialists. When I saw it marketed, I definitely thought it was another she needs to fall in love with the broke man to find love, right? I have a critique of the Devil Wears Prada that I've never seen anybody else make that I'll say for another video, but similar, wanting to do things for a particular type of man. Based on Miss Celine Song's, conversation around her thought process to make the film, it wasn't really about then she falls in love with the broke man, but I think maybe it was the people that they casted, the men that they casted, because what's the guy's name? Pedro Pascal. I just think he's the bomb.com. I just think he would make the perfect husband. I just think that man would be so good as a husband, like the person that I'm just like, if you put him as a love interest, she needs to fall in love with him. Okay. She needs to be with him. I don't care if he was the broke man, he's the one she needs to be with. So for me, there was already a bias in going in because America's Sweetheart, what was his name? Captain America. I am not. I think that's the man they're told they're supposed to want, but girl, I'm a Black woman, so I like something that's a bit more unique or against the grain based on my own exposure with love and romantic relationships. Anyway, some of the talking points in this conversation. It's seen as okay to seek love as a young person, cute even, but as you get older, there's a shaming that occurs when you express a desire or need for love. Now, I am only 36, so I really haven't seen in my real life the shaming that occurs when people seek love when they're older. If I look online, I started following a woman who on TikTok was talking about dating over 50. And I follow a lot of 50 something year olds, 60 something year, not a lot, but across fashion, lifestyle, just dating content. I follow a number of women who are older. And I think because I hold such a reverence for people who age, elders in our community, I don't shame anyone, right? I don't see any shame in someone who's 45, 55, 65, 75 falling in love and being with someone for 7 years, 10 years, 30 years. Because like if you're 55, you could really be with somebody for 30 years. I don't see it as a negative thing. But then I also have to remember, like there are people who are dyeing their hair because they don't want to appear old. They don't want gray hair. I got my first gray hair and I called my mother. I told my sisters. I called my boyfriend, so excited because, right, I'm not a person that had gray hair in childhood, right? That wasn't part of my genetics. So getting gray hair for the first time at 36, I'm so excited. I am so excited. I would never dye my hair because I want to see the gray. But I have to put it in the framework. Not everyone thinks about aging as I do. I understand that our society is obsessed with youth and appearing young and valuing the perspectives of young people because they often waste money, spend money, right, frivolously. And so because money rules everything around here, they advertise a lot. They cater a lot to young people. So I haven't seen it in my real life. I know people who, having fun, doing all their things, dressing stylishly in their older age. I think it's a beautiful thing to get older. We're all going to do it unless you die young. So I think it behooves you to get with the program and adjust to every year life getting a little bit sweeter, a little bit sweeter. So I haven't seen the shame for a desire to love. What I have seen, I think, is people giving up on love, say around the 40 age mark, which I'm just like, I don't, if your goal was to have kids and marriage, then I kind of get it because the biological clock, right, does tick and fizzles out around 40. Definitely by 42, women can start going into perimenopause around 42, 45. Sometimes it can happen, sooner, but that's not common. Somewhere in the mid 40s, 50s is when women go through perimenopause, menopause. So I understand if you wanted kids, thinking, oh my gosh, like what's the point now? Because I'm not gonna have kids. But I encourage women, especially at this point in time, focus on creating the life that you want and knowing that you might not meet the guy for you until you're like 45 or 55. And just consider that you can have as much fun as you want, that in this lifetime you may never meet them, period. You may never meet them, period. And how about making that be okay? Right? And this is about the art of love. You can still date and do all the things and figure out how you want romantic to work for you. Next point. Loving is risky, vulnerability is scary, but true love is worth it. And the quote, it's better to have loved and lost than to have never loved at all. There is nothing like romantic love. Sort of like there is nothing like birthing a child. You have no idea what it's like until you have, I don't care how many videos you watch, I don't care how much books you read about it. You will never understand fully what happens when you give birth until you go through it, unless you go through it, which can be a period of mourning for some people who never get the experience. But in a similar manner, I think you really have no idea the depth of which you can feel it in your soul when you're loved well by a romantic partner. It's different. Now, love in general is a beautiful thing. So, sort of like crying or weeping because you feel the love of God, having a really tender, intimate moment with a friend, having family members that you feel so safe and secure with. I think all of those things are valuable and absolutely beautiful. Romantic is different. It's different because you get to do all the things, the travel, the conversations with a person, and you get to share your body with them. And sexual intimacy with a person you really like and love it's different. It's a different human experience. I completely understand why women want it, why men want it, why humans want it. I do think we're meant to be social and to continue the human species. So I get it. It's an internal drive. Making peace with not having it, important, but I completely get why it's desired. You cannot have true love without vulnerability. Brene Brown's book on what's it called? Daring Bravely is a beautiful example reminder that you constantly have to be exposing yourself, opening up yourself, being transparent, being vulnerable, sharing things about yourself if you want to get it. And so on my channel, I help women a lot figure out who do you expose yourself to. Once you have some standards in place, then you'll be able to figure out who might be safe, but there is absolutely nothing that will 100% guarantee you from getting hurt. If you enter the game of dating, if you enter the world of romantic love, even if you are in a long-term relationship, I want you to understand there are going to be disappointments that are a part of it. Should not be abuse, right? We don't want toxic relationships, but normal, healthy relationships have periods where people are frustrated with each other, are not communicating as well as they should, or who were hurt unintentionally, something like that. That maybe on this page you all don't see eye to eye on things. That's gonna be a part of it. But to even get there, you have to let down some walls, let people in so that you can be loved and to give love. Okay, point number 3. Love is uncertain. Your effort will not make it happen. A quote that she gave, I think it was a quote she gave because I have it in quotations here, but I took these notes a long time ago. Was it a long time ago? It might be a month at this point. If you want to seem smart, you'll shy away from love because you cannot get an A plus in love. You can't. And even if you're happily married for 30 years, if we really examined what happened in your relationship, we'd be like, points deducted here, points deducted there. but you are human. So the goal is not to get an A plus in love per se. The goal is to most of the time have a certain feeling in your loving relationship. Do you want to feel cherished? Do you want to feel appreciated? Do you want to feel valued, loved, heard? What is it that you want to experience in this relationship most? Right? There's going to be lots of things that you want. But what is the most important thing that you want to be a part of this relationship, right? For me, I really want to have fun with my person. Like, fun is one of my top priorities. I understand that, when you get to like the day to day routine of life, that a lot of things aren't going to be fun per se, but that there are many parts in our life that feel fun, whether it's the type of conversations that we have when my boyfriend gets off of work, or the things that we do on the weekend that are also a part of our routine, right? It's not like Monday through Wednesday, the fun in our routine, but it's different, right? We have fun together by just being in bed together, laughing. We have fun together going to a comedy show on the weekends or eating really divine food, although that's more fun for me than it is for him. But the idea that fun is really, really important to me in my relationship. What is really, really important to you in your relationship? You figure out what that is so that you can pursue a person that would be able to offer that to you in a relationship, or that you create that for yourself in your own life. Point number 4, we should not be so obsessed with romantic exclusivity. I agree. We need community. So I would, how some girls, they drop all their friends when they get into a romantic relationship? Girl, what is you doing? Come on now. You need people in general. I think everyone needs the community, the tribe, the village, people who are like minded, who have similar values as them. And it needs to be bigger than the one romantic person that you're with. I know that one person can have the power and influence to help a person live their best life. I know that, right? Working with kids, all a kid needs, I don't care what they grow up in, right? Both their parents can be dysfunctional, their emotions can be chaotic, but if they have one person that they can trust and rely on to provide that security, they have a fighting chance. Same in adulthood. Sometimes it just takes that one person who loves you, cares for you, who's patient with you, to help you see the world a little bit more brightly, to feel like life is worth living, or that there are things that you should pursue sometimes. But that really is just a starting point. That's survival mode. And I am encouraging people to thrive. So I do want you to have a friend group. I want you to have people you can count on, you can rely on, who you can share like parts of yourself with that you don't share with anybody else. If you don't have family that you can trust, that you can find some of that family in your friendships. But if you do have family, that you continue to invest in those relationships, because relationship is as good as your last conversation. And if you all haven't spoken in 2 years, how good is it really? How much do you really know about them and what's going on in their life? And vice versa. You have to show up for them so that they can also show up for you. And this is not like a tit for tat, like my boyfriend says, tick for tack. It's not a transactional relationship. The point of it is, I love and support you and I want to be there for you. So here I am, right? And I'm not going to invest in someone who doesn't give anything to me. I do want you all to have similar values so that so that person can also show up for you. But it's not going to be, okay, you did this, so I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do this, so you did that. It's, do you feel like giving? Do you feel like being a loving person to your friend just as a human being? Consider that. And I do think that helps to strengthen romantic relationships, because you're not depending on that person for everything. They're not your end all be all. I don't want you to lose your sense of self, like just because the relationship doesn't work out or they're upset with you in this moment. Like, you really need to have a foundation that's stronger than just one person. And the last 2 points, I think I'll combine. You won't ever stop learning the person you're with, and you will fall in love with a human being, an imperfect person who will hurt you. Going into relationships with a curiosity, knowing that nothing is static and that people who try to stay the same become stagnant and miserable, that the point of life is to grow and evolve. And the person that you get with or marry in the beginning is not going to be the same person a year, 5 years, 10 years, that they will change multiple times throughout. The things that drive them, their motivations, their interests are going to be different throughout different stages of life. And going into that like with an open mind, that there may be some things about this person, some of their habits that change, Am I open to getting to know the new version of them? Do I understand that I will constantly still have to ask questions and explore what it is that they want from life now? That's one of my favorite questions to ask myself. What do I want now? Something's changed, something's different. I'm thinking about something. What do I want now? What do I want to do now? I'm literally going through this right now since my son has gone off to college and now I'm an empty nester. What is life, right? Figuring out like what do I do with my life now that I don't have to mother in that specific way, getting him to high school and all those things. It's done. He's going to go live his life, explore things. And so what do you want? What do you want now? And to also ask your partner that same question, every now and then. I think every couple should do like relationship check ins. My boyfriend and I do, we're supposed to do it once a month, but I feel like we're averaging like every other month as our relationship check in just to see where things are at. Do you like what's happening here? Do you like how this is going? What do you want to do differently? How about the last quarter of the year? What do you want to do? Where do you want to travel? Like all those conversations that we're having just to see if we're still thinking about things in the same way or if they're different. How are they different? What do we want now? I think that's a very helpful, healthy way to think about relationships and growing together, no matter what age you're at. And, hopefully you've had some life experience with romantic relationships, all the things. But let me know what you think in the comments. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. Share it with somebody who likes to talk about love. And thank you for watching.